7 p.m. This whole shebang started around 1:30 p.m.
It's dark.
It's dark at this point. And then Minnesota Man shows up. Are we going to talk about the two Montana boys and their cute girlfriend?
Very
that we
briefly.
There was two Montana.
Two cowboys, and they had a cute girlfriend. We were hoping it was his sister. She was eyeing Max or me.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so
they gave us a tool for a little while,
and then they had to leave, so we didn't have a tool. Anyway, so
yeah.
Then Minnesota Man comes with his wife.
Minnesota.
He's
he's not that important, but he shows up nonetheless. Joe needs some. He can't get to the fourth bolt to eventually pop off the thermostat.
So he needs
Apparently, you don't need thermostats. They're like lymph nodes. They're
Oh yeah,
vestigial.
We learned a lot about lymph.
Vestigial.
I was gonna say we learned a lot about lymph nodes, but we learned a lot about thermostats, really.
Yeah, thermostat. Nah, I hate that joke. I don't know why I made that joke.
Thermostatus.
Okay, but he can't get to the fourth bolt. So Minnesota Man happens to show up. Minnesota Man has every tool imaginable. His words at home. His words. A joke.
Dude, this video is already kind of long.
No,
but we lived this.
Yeah, you think this is long? This is not to scale.
It's like I knew this. There's that line from the movie. It's like I knew it couldn't go on forever, but I didn't feel it.
Right. Minnesota Man says he can give me a ride back to the Walmart we were before, where they have the crazy Montana
But
mud.
Minnesota Man, I appreciated this. He was skeptical.
He was skeptical.
That the part was going to be at Walmart.
But Joe
was certain that Walmart
has evidenced by finding all your clothing needs at Walmart.
So
was persuaded that they was persuaded that they would have this nuanced
elbow
wrench.
Anyway, so this is the point in the story where Max and I actually split up for the first time.
First time.
We waved goodbye. I remember
it.
He was in the car. He's in the back of the car, Minnesota Man, and there's a wife, and I'm standing there by this car.
With Joe.
I haven't traded 10 words with Joe.
He's been rubbing his eyes the whole time.
This guy. Oh my contacts! And then Max looks at me, and Anyway,
I felt like it was Merry and Pippin when in second Lord of the Rings movie, and Pippin's just figuring out that Merry's not going with him.
Okay.
And
I
don't know Merry.
Let's tell this part of the story each very briefly, just what we saw.
Okay, I rode with Minnesota Man to Walmart. We went to the auto section. I sort of pretended that I didn't know where it was, as if I hadn't been there already once.
Why?
Because I kind of felt, I don't know, I felt embarrassed. Like, yeah, I've already been here buying tools. And
funny to feel.
He was polite. Minnesota Man was polite, but skeptical. And telling me, I don't know about this Joel.
He had an accent.
You boys might, I don't know.
Before I saw his Minnesota license plate, he was talking a little.
What happened to going quick? What happened to going quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I get back in the car. The wife is nice. She's like laughing. Oh, you poor boys, and she's knitting. And they tell us we should get a hotel. We couldn't find the elbow wrench. We come back to the gas station. I get back to the gas station. Go.
All right. During my part, it was very simple. I just try to engage Joe a little to pass the time, asking him about the car. And Joe is happy to talk about it. And he explains... have you seen Max's car? Viewer?
They've seen the pictures.
He explains to me that this thing is built to move. And it's... he says, oh yeah, it's a drifter. And I go, what's a drifter?
Look, a drifter!
He says a drifter. You know what a drifter is?
Drifter, I hardly know it.
No, what's a drifter? He says, you haven't seen...
Catch my drift?
You haven't seen Fast and Furious 2? And I had to really work not to laugh at that man.
Remember, extra large purple flannel shirt.
But it's...
5'5".
Because he's... that he had seen the movie.
He's lit up a second or third or fourth cigarette. I don't count,
he was chain smoking the whole time. Anyway, it was just really funny to hear. He was lauding Max's car, which
Honda, baby.
I thought was...
It was funny. Okay, so I come back. Don't have the part. Joe's kind of bummed. Minnesota Man is like, well, good luck to you guys, and pieces out.
So it looks like Joe's going to give up, but...
He's got one last idea. He's like,
he says, there's one thing we can do.
There's one thing we can do. Yeah. we can turn the car on, rev it up. Joe's pretty monotone, by the way.
The
We
whole
turn
time.
the car on, we can rev it up, get that engine going, and then we can cap it. We can cap it.
Cap it?
Yeah, we can tap it, and it'll freeze open, and then
I'm
it'll
sorry.
just cool, and it'll run cooler than it ever was before.
And so
So he's suggesting we hit it.
he's like,
We hit it.
we're gonna whack it.
We're gonna hit it.
We're gonna whack it.
John and I look at each other.
I'm just like,
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I ask him, like, why didn't we do this before? What do you mean? Do you think this is actually a possibility? And he mutters some responses. I look at John. I tell Joe I'm going to call my uncle, and I walk away.
You didn't say. You just started walking away.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I'm pretty sure I told Joe I'm going to call my uncle and see.
See,
'Cause
I don't think
kid.
you did, because it was kind of like we were in this deal with Joe, so
It makes a better story if I didn't, probably.
I
So
didn't feel as if you did.
Yeah.
I felt like you were like, well, I'm not sure, and you kind of walked away. And so he's walking away, and I knew he was going to call Ted to ask, is this guy insane? And so this is when I really engaged Ted. I was like, oh, tell me about it, and tell me about what does that thing do? And I was trying to ask
John
all the
suddenly cares about auto mechanics.
I was really
Two
interested.
contributions John made. Let's read the manual.
And then
and when his
distracting-
survival instinct kicks in, I don't want this
Because
dude
the
blowing
only
my
thing I wanted Max to
transformation.
call Ted and for Ted to say, no,
Tufts
that's insane.
was calling. If you ever hear John pronounce Tufts, he makes a big emphasis on the last syllable. Tufts. Tufts is the #1 terminal MA program in philosophy in USA. Whatever. We're about to get stranded. I call my uncle. I tell him this idea, and he says, well, it's not a bad idea.
Anyway, long and short of it is,
We're going to tap it.
we're going to tap
We
it.
agree to tap it.
We're going to whack this piece of machinery to make it work.
So he buttons it up. He puts everything back together. I get in my car. I turn it on. And he's like, all right, what we're going to do is heat up the engine. We're going to tap it. And then,
I was gone at this point, actually. I went away.
yeah, he went to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger because you were grumpy.
And I just sat there eating this cheeseburger. It was a very depressing scene because there's this high school kid cleaning up, and you can tell he wants me to go. And my eyes are bloodshot, and I'm just kind of like
Oh.
sitting there quietly.
Okay, so I'm still in my Honda, my Acura Legend. And I'm heating up the engine, and now it won't get hot.